I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness.
There is no forgiveness for you!
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Hey guys, this is
What
kind of
an
messed
absurd
up.
question.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
Yeah, no kidding. We already wasted enough time in the last episode trying to get out of that time loop, so we're not wasting any time with the intro right now. We are gonna go to Sumeru, and if my voice sounds a little deep, it's because I just woke up. Hey, what you doing? You up yet? What are you wearing? Taking a shower without me? It's crazy. I'm so sorry. All right, we're gonna talk to Catherine.
You're actually Nahida, aren't you? Paimon felt like Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sub-Zero's festival.
Oh, that's why Catherine was acting weird, bro. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Dunyarzad, did you save her? It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened.
Oh, okay.
Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Dunyarzad, I'm so glad you're not dead. Girl, how are you doing?
What's going on?
Oh, she said we shouldn't
Why are you
disturb her,
two
and
so
I'm literally
excited to
talking to her.
see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
It's actually been much longer than that.
Oh? Strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache.
Oh my gosh, poor baby. Man, the freaking sages just doing that freaking, dream harvesting with no regard for anyone's health. That is just so bogus. We're bringing bogus back 2025. We're just gonna bring back all the surfer terms. Like, that's gnarly. What are some other ones? Dude. We're gonna be calling people dudes now. No more this bro nonsense.
Let's talk about
Or
Dunyarzad
twin.
first. It's such
Steve.
a relief that she's all right. After we parted on the last day of the Sub-Zero's festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible. But it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
Okay, I need to make sure that I got all of that.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. And not a moment too soon.
A very happy ending. This is truly a miracle. Like,
Huh?
praise God.
Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Whoa, wait, Nahida. I mean, we're still, like, happy for
Both
what you
are
did.
fine. Everyone reacts differently.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
All
Paimon.
right. You two
Saying
must have a
something
lot of
useful
other
for
questions
once.
for me, right?
Yes.
After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions.
Oh, wait. You know what would be, like, really funny, but it would be, like, super messed up if the only reason why Nahida saved Dunyarzad was because Dunyarzad was one of the only people that actually believed in her. Because you guys know, like, the Archons, they get their power from the people, of, like, how much faith the people have in their Archon. And since so many people are against Nahida, she would be scrambling for any believer that would fight for her and believe in her and stuff. But that would be That would mean that like Nahida's like evil and selfish or whatever. Because like out of context, this is kind of like, wait, why were you trying so hard to save her? Because she's like one of the only 3 people in all of Sumeru that believe in you? About what I saw in that dream at the Avidia Forest. Bro, where's Tainari? I miss him. I miss Kale too.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense that made the traveler fall unconscious and dream of a huge tree and a red sky.
And Alhaitham.
You
Where's
also
Alhaitham?
heard someone's
Where's my
voice,
mans?
right? It said world and forget me. Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It
Well, she
seems
wasn't
like the
alive
traveler
during
established
Conria, I
a
don't
connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you
Dang.
two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from King Deshret. King Deshret? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies. Okay, so what does the message mean?
Well, she's telling the world to forget her, I guess.
I still haven't managed to decipher it. Even the Akasha isn't currently capable of doing that.
Why are y'all still
Greater
wearing
Lord
the Akasha?
Rukkhadevata's residual
Take it off.
consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it.
Okay.
Many devoted scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it.
Oh, sorry, Nahida, I didn't mean to cut you off.
But I believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it. So the tree in the vision was Irminsul? Oh, Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you can't figure out what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain. The traveler wasn't affected after coming in contact with that consciousness. I've never seen anyone like that. With you here, we may have a chance at deciphering it.
Wait a second. People, they can contact Irminsul, right? People rarely get access to the part where it's like Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's consciousness. And the people who do touch it, they end up going crazy. And Lumina is like one of the few people that actually was able to connect to it without going crazy. Because she's a baddie, she's a 10.
No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated
See,
all
y'all
the
thought I wasn't
factors
paying
that
attention
might
because I'm on
affect
my
Irminsul.
phone.
This is the
But I
only
can
one left.
multitask. Wait, what'd you say? Why do you look like Catherine? I don't think I care about the Sage's plan.
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the traveler hadn't broken the Sumeru samsara, the situation could have become dire.
It could have been real
I
bad,
tried to
bro.
do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related? Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
Nahida's saying she's gonna punish them. Girl, you have no power here. Okay, no one has realized this issue with the Akasha?
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams?
Probably not.
Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up? It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared.
Oh.
Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection. Misdirection? The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru.
That's what I was
Even
saying.
if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this.
Okay.
Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
Oh yeah, because I remember like the last episode, one guy, he was like really being rude about like when we told him to make a wish, and he was like, oh, you two idiots, go bother someone else who believes in all of that weird fantasy stuff. Like, dang, bro, like you don't want to do a little role play with us? Okay, I don't have any other questions.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge.
Secrets of knowledge, I love that.
To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero Samsara in the immediate future. Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon?
Oh, Nahida like
Why am I
possessed her.
here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker.
They said it in the last episode.
We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Of course. Be careful out there. Alright, what's
We
next?
spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her.
You mean from 5 minutes ago?
We can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Oh, okay. That's weird dialogue choice.
Ad Astra Avisask.
Oh.
We meet again, you two.
She came with some energy with that one.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Wait, what?
Commissions, huh?
What is...
Let me think.
What is happening? I'm confused. Is this still the Archon quest? Because we're kind of being a little bit casual, and also the dialogue's like really weird. Oh, we haven't seen Lesser Lord Kusanali since we've last seen her. Yeah, that was like a few minutes ago. Oh, let's go talk to Catherine so we can get some commissions. Aren't we supposed to be stopping the Grand Sage's plan? I'm confused. Like, our priorities are like not in the right place right now. But when are they ever?
Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
What? They don't like poetry.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
But they don't...
What kind of commission is that?
I feel embarrassed just imagining
I
it.
see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission.
Yeah, not really.
In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I thought the Eremites, at least for the most part, they were like the bad guys. But I like the Eremites. I love the Eremites. They are so fine. Especially that cryo one. He is so beautiful. Isn't that just asking for a beating? Mercenaries and orphanages really don't go together. Okay, yeah, they are mercenaries. Like, is Catherine, is she malfunctioning right now? She got a glitch or something? What's happening?
I'm I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Maybe this is Nahida. I think she's messing with
I was
us.
gonna ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to
Yeah,
see
it
the
is
two of you in
Nahida.
action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosk?
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yeah, stop messing around.
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream.
Okay, so she just took a nap because we saw you 5 minutes ago. So the Akasha can't take away the dreams of gods? What did you dream about? Oh, yeah, that's
It was
interesting.
another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was a happy one.
Aww.
In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy.
Aww.
I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the
Oh,
children.
it's like the event that just
Nahida.
passed.
Maybe
That's so
your
cute.
dream is how the Sub-Zero's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Yeah, but in reality.
Huh?
Wow, Lumen, way to bring the mood down.
Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you.
I mean,
That would only make
yes.
everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized.
Okay.
However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows
It
what'll
is so
happen if they
cold in
manage
here,
to
bro.
pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities.
Yep, I heard you the first
As
time.
for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Okay, we don't have to announce it by line. Oh, we're just now starting Act 3. Dreams, emptiness, deception, disgrace. Even as plain as the scar on his face, deception and outrage, disgrace.
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay.
Sorry, I
so
had to
do you
sing
have
that.
any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
Possess a key figure in the academia, possess a student, and infiltrate the sage's quarters. Get Al-Haytham to take off his shirt and dance for us. What? Who said that? Grab someone close to the sages and question them.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences.
Okay.
After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
That's a crazy way of looking at it. Possess a key figure in the academia. Possess a student and infiltrate the sage's quarters?
No way, that's too risky.
Okay, why are you asking us? Just tell us the
It'd be
plan.
too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives.
Okay.
Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
Because we're
That's a
doing
good
it for a
point.
good reason.
Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Possess a key figure in
I've
academia.
already tried that.
Okay,
But
then
all the-
why did you ask, Nahida?
Intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
Wait, can other Archons do that? Or can she do that because she's like the god of wisdom? I can't think of anything else. And I don't know why you asked us in the first place.
Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Yeah, that was just like a
Well,
waste of time.
I've been thinking I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
Is it our man's?
Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham.
Speaking of.
He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind.
Oh.
Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia?
Right, yeah.
We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. Paimon still remembers the smug...
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky.
Wow.
Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's
Oh, chosen by the
dazzling light.
sun. Greater Lord
Soon
Worker
after,
Devata.
The star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
This is no longer just a metaphor. Those are Sataria's true thoughts, right?
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Sounds exactly like the person we need.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to
This is
redeem
really
herself.
risky though, because
From my
like
past
she could
observations,
easily just
Sataria will take a
tell
day
on
off from
us,
the
go to the
every 10
academia.
days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance.
Every 10
To
days.
prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots. and to have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
I still say we get Al-Haytham. I think he's more reliable. Even though I'm still on the fence about trusting him because he still never told us that he stole the canned knowledge. He never got back with us on that.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Okay.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate?
This is a child.
The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case...
Oh.
Uh-huh. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the Lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Paimon.
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Divine my prospects in health. Divine my prospects in love. Sula.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
Which people have fallen for
that the
Lumen?
orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Nice. Okay, so exactly which people have fallen in love with the Traveler? Because I know Zhao for sure. I know Zhao. He definitely fell for her. Who's like really flirty with her? I know people said like Liney is like flirty with her, but I've never seen it because I've never played Fontaine, so I don't know that for sure if that's true. Oh, Ayaka, she be flirting with the Traveler. Kazuha a little bit. Heizo, oh, he be on her hot. List of Genshin characters. Barbara, I think Barbara too. I don't know about Albedo. I played his story quest. I wasn't a fan of it. It was like kind of boring. Kaya, I mean, Kaya flirts with everyone. I think he gives that vibe. Lisa, oh, how could I forget Child? Child, he's a big one too. Wanderer, that's a big one too. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Zhao, Child, and Heizo. Those are like the big three for me because like they make it obvious that they're in love with the Traveler. Man, guys, I really can't wait to play the other Archon quests because I've said this a lot, but like just in case you missed it, but I've only played up until the Sumeru Archon quest. Like there's like a part in Sumeru where Wanderer where he becomes Animo. I've never seen that part before. I don't know how I didn't get to that yet, but I think it just like ended where you like fight him when he's Electro, but like after that that's where I stopped in the story. So I'm like really excited to see like the rest of the Archon quest because I'm like really excited for that. Just walk right there.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our
Oh my
conversation.
gosh, Nahida, please. I hope you don't expect me to remember all of this.
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
He looks sleazy.
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so
sneaky.
we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking
He
of,
doesn't look trustworthy.
where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg.
Dang.
Since he had already saved enough mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
I don't trust him. Like, it's like his hair. He just looks like he would just intentionally sell you bad products.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Okay, stalker.
Ah, that's right. I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent.
Dang.
But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the academia after their next round of exams.
Yeah.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing.
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
You don't want to be in academia. Like, we're doing you a favor right now. Be grateful for the life that you have. You got a booming business. You got your health, a little bit of wealth. That's all you really need, bro. The academia won't make you happy. You make yourself happy.
So, was that everybody?
3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of King Deshret. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
If King Deshret were to criticize Sataria's actions, if King Deshret were to make demands of Sataria, ooh. Or to criticize. How about criticize?
How do we set that up?
Okay, it made no difference what I said.
King Deshret is long gone, and Setaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere. But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
Okay.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Deshret. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Setaria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Didn't she, like, just say that she didn't want to get innocent people involved in possessions? Or did she just, like, mean people that were in the academia? Possession, I feel like, is not really a power that you can most often use for good. Like, we are using it for good, but at the same time, it's like they didn't consent to that. Like, I feel like possession, it's just like, it's so invasive. And I know she's like doing it for a good reason. I know she's like a good person, but you know, it's icky.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Wait, what?
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Why can't she do it?
That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
Okay.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
I'll try my best.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, here she comes. Satari's here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon's starting to feel kind of nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Oh my gosh. You see how messed up this looks?
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then.
I was plagued with another vision. You must leave the academia.
Strange.
Oh, the cats are suspecting
The cats
it.
seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Harut and Marut.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they?
That
Harut
black guy
and
is
Marut.
huge.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
The gods have spoken.
The gods are asking, Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Setaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness.
There is no forgiveness for you!
Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
Oh, should we say King Deshret? What? What?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, King Deshret.
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Wait a second. King Deshret passed away a long time ago. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can King Deshret still exist in real life?
Wait, it's a misinformation campaign from the academia. Okay, yeah, I thought that was weird. King Deshret's resurrection is a misinformation campaign? But why would they do that, though? Is it to create divide between everyone? But the Sumeru people and the Eremites are already divided, so, like, why would they want to create that chaos?
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Why is she so perceptive? You got like a sixth sense or something?
Whoa. She just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Well done. Setaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Yeah, but if it happens 2 more times, won't she like get more suspicious?
It seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harva-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Setaria.
He's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
What if we got an achievement that just said Setaria's existential crisis? Like, imagine you believe in a god or whatever, or you believe in God, and then you get a reading and they say your god is disappointed in you. That would mess me up mentally for a good while. I would not be able to function after that. Like, that would make me change my ways. Like, that's like the equivalent. Actually, no, it's even greater than that, of like A Nightmare Before Christmas. No, A Christmas Carol, where those 3 ghosts went to visit Ebenezer Scrooge. Crazy that it took him 3 ghosts to get him to do that, to get him to actually change his heart. For me, it would have been the first one. I'd be like, okay, I got it, Ghost of Christmas Past. Like, I'll change my ways, okay? Ebenezer Scrooge was stubborn, bro. He's like, I ain't want to give to the poor. I don't care about them kids.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Masonry work?
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
He's feeling a lot better and he's walking more now. He's feeling a lot better. He can lift stuff now. Looks like he's walking more.
Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or King Deshret? I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean... you've also become a believer of King Deshret?
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Ooh, wait, why is Lumina kind of good at
Can't
this?
pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Before I knew it, I really started getting into the role. I wasn't too harsh, was I?
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, you mean about King Deshret, who has resurrected and is here to put his wisdom upon you? The basement.
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to King Deshret as well.
Wait, how did she come to that conclusion?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects.
I feel like this is like putting on a little bit too much pressure. Like, this is not even like subtle at all. She had 3 back-to-back conversations, all going back to King Deshret. Like, at the second time, I'm like getting suspicious. The third time, I'm like, okay, someone is like, this is like a massive prank that like everyone's in cahoots. Like, if she doesn't like say something like, hey, what's going on? Why is everyone like getting on me about this? Like someone must be up to something. Then she should not be in academia because she's probably the dumbest person.
Please, please stop!
Like, we're just like mentally torturing her too.
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Did I push her too hard?
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards. What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
Yeah, this girl's a baddie.
You know my name?
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared. Child of King Deshret, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Hey guys, this is
What
kind
an
of messed
absurd
up.
question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
It's just not messed up, guys.
Sataria,
But also,
why haven't
what
you gone
she's been
home?
doing is messed up to the people, but this is kind of crazy. It's kind of dark. And then also, like, another, like, layer to it is that everyone has been saying, like, I personally don't know if King Deshret is alive or not. Everyone's been saying that he's dead, but there are people that believe he's gonna, like, come back or whatever. So I don't know. But if she were to be convinced that King Deshret is, like, alive and is disappointed in her, but it turns out in reality that he's dead, is it not, like, super messed up that we're trying to convince her that he's alive, and then she converts back to being a follower of King Deshret, but then the whole time he's dead, you know? Like, that's kind of, is that not, like, really messed up? Unless, like, she would just be satisfied with just learning his teachings and stuff, but I don't know. This is kind of messed up to me.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
It's not too late to turn back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment
See,
on
the
the Academia
deception
and its
is
sages, and
crazy.
to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
This is so messed up. Is it just me? Or is this, like, really messed up? Because, like, Nahida said she didn't want to get an innocent student involved. So we're getting someone in academia involved, right? But, like, I mean, like, how is this any different? This is really messed up. Like, I know what she did was messed up, but at least she felt conflicted the whole time, because I feel like the rest of the academia wasn't really like that. That they were firm on doing their dream harvesting and stuff. But Sataria, like, she didn't want to do it. Like what she did was, like, bad and stuff, but it's too much.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sumeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents.
So we did all
I've
that
just
for
been
nothing.
working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
Someone who was expelled? Tainari?
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance? Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the god of wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
But who are we gonna send?
But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of wisdom and guardian of the scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the Academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking.
I somehow doubt that.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Speaking of which, don't you feel like something is off?
Off? What do you feel is off?
Oh yeah, it is quiet. It's just a little too quiet around here.
It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
So this is a trap. Okay, it won't let me teleport there, so there might be like a cutscene coming up then. Man, the academia students gotta walk up like all these ramps just to get up there? Dang. Why is it in like the tallest tree in the whole city? Oh! There are people there. Wait, hold on. Wait, who's there? There are kids there. That kind of looks like the fortune teller. And then that looks like Chisan? And the merchant guy, I think? Uh-oh. Is this an intervention? Ooh, cutscene.
What are all these people doing here at hour of the night.
Why are they cheering for us?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome.
Oh
even
my
if I
God.
do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
The second? Oh my gosh.
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
Yeah, no kidding. Why is everyone
The
cheering?
people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success.
Thanks for doing
and
that.
now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer
Oh
adoration.
crap.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
But that guy's a Fatui Harbinger. We can't just leave you here.
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Dang.
This should be far enough. Whew. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
I'm not sure. That guy was pretty terrifying. Dang, I don't think Lumen's ever said anything like that.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one.
Yeah, he's the
I
second.
was number 2. So scary.
Wait, who's number 1 though?
He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him.
Yes.
Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back, and that even the sages are wary of him.
Ooh.
Yep. Sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
And he's the one that was like doing experiments on Calais. We underestimate the scale of this problem.
Yeah. Now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
Probably. We need to find a way to reunite with Nahida. Bro, the Fatui, they are everywhere. In Mondstadt, they were trying to destroy the Four Winds, kill Dvalin and corrupt him. In Liyue, they basically convinced Zhongli to give up his gnosis and fake his death. In Inazuma, they were messing with the whole economy. In Inazuma, they manipulated Kokomi. Oh my gosh. Freaking Kokomi. She just pissed me off, that whole quest. And now they're working with the academia, because of course. So that whole dream harvesting stuff was probably the Doctor's idea. Of course, he would think of something like that. If he's like torturing his patients, he would take their dreams too. And probably doing all this for a gnosis. But like, how would doing all of that equal getting a gnosis? A gnosis? A gnosis? We need to find a way to reunite with Nahida.
Yeah. Things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Let's start our own investigation.
You mean...
Let's go find Tainari.
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Wait, but if he did know something, why didn't he tell anyone? The gaze from a certain god. I'm gonna take a break, which means that I'll be gone for 2 days. Because that's always how it goes. I really know myself.